Hello, everyone. My name is Ricardo. I would like to share with you my thoughts about the model ARIMA because this model is said by all the experts and it is teach in all universities that teach data science that this model is probably one of the best models to forecast. And for me, this is a complete lie. This model simply does not work. And you can see that big universities are teaching these type of models in Toronto, in Duke University, Penn State, universities here in Portugal. They teach this model as the base framework that if everything else fails, just use ARIMA models. If you look at this why they use ARIMA, one of the definitions for ARIMA, they say that they are widely used in technical analysis to forecast future security prices. So basically, they are using ARIMA to in a complex markets such as finance. And this is one example. So ARIMA is used in so many markets: retail, finance, insurance, energy, and it works so terrible. I would like to share this with you. I build a simple code in which I'm going to get this public database of air passengers that is going through several years, and I'm going to compare AutoARIMA, which is a version of ARIMA, with the model that my company developed that's called Dynamic Flow Network, which is a completely new approach to forecasts. And I'm going to share with you the differences and why I believe the other models are complete nonsense, including ARIMA. So let me run this very quickly just to share with you. The code is very simple. I'm just loading the data set, dividing in testing and training, building the AutoARIMA model with 90% confidence, building the dynamic flow network, comparing the times, plotting, and that's it. All right, so let's do what every single tutorial says to do when you get this data set from air passengers, which is always predict 12 months to the forward. And the thing is, if you look at this is the training set and this is the testing set. This is the results for ARIMA and this is the results for dynamic flow network. And you can see right away that if you predict 12 months ahead, the model is quite good, right? Our model, dynamic flow network, and also ARIMA, it works great. And if we see the errors, they are quite similar, quite low, great. Now, this is when things get very interesting. Let's change the forecast for something that should be simpler. Less months. Let's forecast for the next 9 months instead of 12 months. Right away, you can see that the model AutoARIMA completely failed. Why this is happening? Because ARIMA, the way it works, you always need to have a data set that has a very strong pattern. It is very repetitive over time. In this particular case, you can right away see that is repetitive every single year. So you know when it starts the pattern, when you start the cycle, and when it ends, which is 12 months. That's why this model is amazing if you are forecasting for 12 months. But if you forecast for 9 months, this happens. The model completely fails. Let me zoom in on this. The model completely fails because you are starting now in a position that the cycle did not start. So you are starting in the middle. That's why you forecast 9 months ahead. So you are starting more or less in the middle of the year, almost in the middle of the year. And because of that, the model is not able to predict actually what's going to happen. So you can see right away that the errors are incredibly high. But either way, our model completely works for this prediction, and also is 9 times faster for this analysis, which is very nice. So now let's do the opposite. We did the forecast for 9 months instead of 12. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it like 16 instead of 12. So this takes a little bit more time. Our model was 40 times more accurate. And again, we are not starting in the beginning of the cycle. We are forecasting a little bit before, and the model completely failed. You can see here the errors are very, very, very high for AutoARIMA. Of course, if we go even higher, we are just making it ridiculous, right? This is just going ridiculous. The model completely fails, even with this training set in which it's possible to find the pattern, the cycle. The model is not able to learn and completely fails. This is the model that everyone, every single expert is saying that is the best in the world. This is what the students come from the university and go to big companies that rely on forecasts on their business models, energy, retail, manufacturing, and this is what they are applying. This nonsense, right? This nonsense. And this is happening for every single model that I can use a completely different model right now. So I can use AutoTeta. And again, for 12 months, amazing. Amazing. Why? Because it's the beginning and the end of the cycle. And this one takes a long time to run. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. We are using a training size of 132 rows, and it takes 12 seconds to run. Our model takes less than 1 second. It is 160 times faster. So great. This model here, this is called AutoTeta, works great when you know the cycle. When you break the cycle, I don't know, 16, when you break the cycle, let's see what happens. Look at this. The model that was so perfectly fit when you start and end the cycle 12 months, but if you do not do 12 months, it completely failed. And you can see right away the errors are absolutely ridiculous. So what we are discussing here is the fact that if you need a model, and this is not about the data, this is not about the mathematical models. If you need to manipulate the mathematical models itself to make it work for your data, you are not building a forecast model. You are building something that you can't comprehend, right? Because you cannot, if, for example, in this particular case, let's say that I'm working in airlines and I need to forecast the demands for the passengers. So I can, with these models, I can only use them in the beginning of every year because I can only predict 12 months ahead. If I predict 6 months ahead, it's going to be a complete nonsense. Well, my friends, this is what I would like to share with you. So if you really want to use models that work, sign up for our website. We are going to release this model, Dynamic Flow Network version 3, and it's going to be for free. So you can try it yourself. You can try this nonsense. You can try it with your own data. You'll see that it works. I'm going to share some tutorials going forward because what exists today, it's nonsense to me. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.